What's up? How you doing? You hear that? Yeah, it's my child.
That's the fruits of his labor.
Or I like to call him Spawn 2. All right. On our way for this week, we have the State of Play, the Summer Game Fest, and Xbox Showcase all in review. That's going to be it. All this and more in Season 9, Episode 22 of Press X to Start Gamers Digest. Yeah. What's up, everyone? I'm your host, CJ, a.k.a. Sexy Bad Choices, a.k.a. Yes, that is a functional baby in the background. I am joined by...
Sean MF Ross.
What does the MF stand for?
Stranger Than Heaven.
Oh. Does he also have blue eyes? Oh, okay. I see what's happening here. Now you know who we are. What? No. One more time. Now you know who we are. This is Press X to Start Gamers Digest, a video game news show that connects most important gaming news, specifically in the past 3 days. Where was I? I'm here. Yes. We connect the most important gaming news from this past couple of days into an hour-long thingamabobs just for you. We are live on YouTube every week when we can make it because, man, life is hard.
But listening to us is easy.
I hope it is easy for you guys and gals and thems. So here we are. All right. Don't forget to support us by liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and hit the notification bell. If you are listening via podcast, whatever podcast service you're using, please leave us a review on said podcast service, whatever you're using. That would help us extend our reach beyond you into another person. And that's great for us because that's double the thing.
Yeah.
Double the people that we get, which is great. So yes, please leave us a review. Tell your friends, tell the people that you sit next to on the bus, on the train, on the airplane, wherever you're traveling. Yeah, and then you can join a conversation by joining our Discord at pressx2start.com/Discord. All right. With that out the way, let us jump into why we are here, which is the gaming news from this past weekend. All right. So we had State of Play drop Thursday, I believe. Summer Game Fest that happened on Friday. And then we had the Xbox Showcase, which was today. Let's start with our general impressions, then we can talk about the highlights that we found through the different showcases. So, State of Play first. What was your overall impressions of the rule of, in these showcases, if there's at least 3 things in there for you, then it's at least a good showcase because they're trying to hit a very wide audience with these things. And oftentimes that means there will be sections or there will be games or there will be things that are shown that is just not for you. And it's not meant to be for you because it's meant to be for a different type of gamer. So it's always like, man, was there at least 3 things in here that I enjoyed? If yes, all right, this is at least a 7 out of 10. And if there's more, okay, that goes higher. Or if the presentation is immaculate, then it's okay, we're talking about 9, 10s or whatever. But I'm along the lines of you where I think there was definitely a couple of things in the State of Play that was for me.
Yeah.
In terms of being wowed, I think I was probably only wowed by the Marvel Tokon.
Yeah.
But it's a fighting game, and it's one of those things where I already know I'm not going to dedicate that much time to it if I get it. So it's kind of man, that's cool, but am I actually going
to I'm happy for the people that will dedicate the time, though. It looks awesome.
Oh, yeah. I can't wait to see it on YouTube. But there's also Pragmata, where I know I'll be getting that, and it also does look good.
I hope it's scary.
You're evil. All right. So yeah, so that was State of Play. So did you give a number score?
I think we did when we watched it the other day. So I want to say I gave it a 8. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I think I was at an 8 too. But yeah, that's our scores for that. And then we'll jump to Summer Game Fest. You didn't get you were being busy with life and kids where you didn't get to watch the whole thing.
So I did skim through the list of
Okay.
everything that was shown, and I did
Yeah.
watch a majority of them. And if it looked boring, I kind of skipped through the trailer.
Yeah.
So I did find some that I did find interesting.
Right.
I'd give it like a 6 or 7 for
Yeah.
me. It may have been stronger for other people because they did
Yeah.
have some heavy hitting series, some heavy hitting franchises in there, but they did
Yeah.
not hit for me.
Yeah. I am for because I sat and watched the whole thing and I thought it was a good show for what Jeff Keighley had access to. And
Yeah.
it is, he was sandwiched between the PlayStation State of Play and then the Xbox Showcase. So it's like
As well as the Switch 2 launch.
that's another thing too. Like that's the other elephant in this entire weekend of like Nintendo dropped their big console, and it's just like that's also pulling air from all this other like cool things happening. But yeah, like Jeff Keighley can only do so much with what he has, and I think this is one of the years where people were speculating from last year because last year's showing was a really strong showing. They're like, oh, next year's is going to be terrible because like this whole thing ebbs and flows. But I think this was a good show again for what he had. He had big announcements that was like really strong in terms of the Resident Evil Requiem. Like he even played it up where it was like he had them record the videos like we're working on the game, give us time or whatever. Then the surprise at the end. I'm at like a 7 with Summer Game Fest. I did enjoy it. It didn't blow my socks off or whatever, like anything like that. But yeah, I also had a couple of games that stood out to me. More than a couple. There was a number of games that stood out to me. Then again, thing was like 2.5 hours long, so there's that. And then the Xbox Showcase that happened today that is fresher in our minds. You can go ahead. What was your impressions on that?
Earlier I gave it a 10 out of 10. Looking back, I feel like they had a really strong showing. They had a lot of back-to-back, just can't catch your breath world premieres, Activision premiere, all that good stuff. Looking back at it now, there's only a few things that I really am interested in playing there. I still feel like, once again, same thing with Summer Game Fest. There was a lot of strong stuff shown, just didn't get me excited.
Yeah.
Because I didn't play, a lot of it is franchise stuff. I didn't play the predecessor. Yeah, it looks cool.
Yeah, I feel like that was one of. Give it a number score before I start rambling.
I'm gonna still leave it at a 10 out of 10. It felt like a strong showing. It felt like a strong showing. I know Timmy doesn't feel that way.
Yeah.
It feels like they kept the heat going. I can recognize when something is not for me, but it looks like it will be good.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be a hater.
Right.
Not to say if you're lowering, if you're not rating it that high that you're a hater.
Yeah.
I can recognize like, oh man.
Yeah. It's like it's not. You're not hating on Xbox for having like good games here, basically.
Yeah, it looks like these games will score. It was a bunch of 7s and 8s, maybe some 9s rolled in. When they actually release, those will be the Metacritic scores. I don't think anything was of poor quality unless people are just rushing shit out.
Right. So yeah, I think the Xbox Showcase was a good showing this year. Again, just like Summer Game Fest, it's always going to be compared with the showing of last year, which was also like probably considered like one of their best showcases like ever. So it's a pretty high bar to be compared to. But I think this year's showcase was good. There was a crap ton of sequels, like a crazy amount of sequels, and it's kind of like, oh, well, it's good to know that all these games did well enough to get a sequel, especially the first one they showed, which was was High Life the first game they showed?
I think so.
Yeah, which
And I'm surprised that got a
sequel. No. They
yeah.
showed Outer Worlds 2 first, and then they showed High Life.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, it was very surprising to see High Life get a sequel, and like that trailer looked really cool. I think overall where I'm sitting at, I'm probably at an 8. Like I feel like this year the PlayStation State of Play was really strong and the Xbox Showcase was really strong to the point where they both affected me like equally. It was like these games are happening, and it's really nice to see that games are happening now. So I think that's where I'm at with the Xbox Showcase. They also dropped the I guess finally announced the ROG Ally X or ROG Xbox Ally, and then the ROG Xbox Ally X. Their naming conventions are god horrible. But yeah, it's the Xbox handheld consoles made by Asus. Not to get confused with the dedicated Microsoft handheld that got shelved. Like that's a different thing versus what they showed us here. We don't have a price point for either SKUs of the handheld. But the ROG Xbox Ally X is like the premium version of the handheld console.
Sure.
Yeah, other than that, they did a thing of mentioning Hollow Knight Silk Song in this showcase, actually during the handheld portion, but not actually showing like a trailer for the game, which is weird. They just
I
soft
mean,
confirmed
they
the game's
showed
coming out this
some
year.
stuff. They showed some stuff from it.
Yeah, but there was no actual like Hollow Knight Silk Song trailer that came like after. So people were just like, well, what do you got? What's Team Cherry? What are you doing? What are you doing?
Definitely coming out.
We'll
year.
probably see it because like I think Team Cherry actually came out and said like so I think we'll probably see Silk Song at
They showed a release date.
Gamescom. They showed a release date. It's before holiday, right? I don't think there was a release date shown.
I really feel like they said okay, maybe not.
Yeah.
You're right. It just said this holiday. Okay. I felt like it said like October, so I'm maybe thinking of another game.
No. That was the other like 15 games. But yeah, and then they showed Persona 4 Revival, which it was a very, very small snippet, but it was like, okay, that's cool. And then they had like their big thing was their second to last big thing was Gears of War Reloaded. And then their big thing was this really impressive looking trailer of this guy talking or being brought in to this room with robots and all this stuff just to be found out that it's a Gears or Call of Duty Black Ops 7. And it's like, all right, like I think for me personally, the Xbox Showcase started kind of weak and ended weak in terms of I didn't really like how that Call of Duty.
I mean, just because we're getting Call of Duty fatigue doesn't mean the game wasn't strong. Like, how did Black Ops 6 sell?
We don't know.
You're right. You're right. Forgot about that.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a thing of like because we know Call of Duty is we know the ebbs and flows of Call of Duty. It's like you know what to expect when you see this high budget trailer. Like you know what that's going to amount to. And I know that Call of Duty Black Ops 6 campaign is like considered one of the like really good campaigns. I personally didn't like it. So going in with that to see that, oh, this is Black Ops 7, I'm just like, nah, you wasn't really like doing it for me in Black Ops 6. So like that on top of everything, just like I don't really care. But yeah, it looked pretty. So there's that. But yeah, okay. So let us jump into the showcase highlights, where we will just go through the different games that we thought was interesting. And we'll just show them here. So the first game we have, so we're gonna start from State of Play, do those trailers, and do Summer Game Fest, do those trailers, and do Xbox Showcase and do those trailers. So we're starting with State of Play first, and the first things is it's Lumines.
Yeah, you're saying it right.
That's how you pronounce it?
Sure.
Okay. Because jeez. One more time. I grew up calling it Lumines.
That's fine too.
Yeah.
It's like Balatro.
Say what? Oh.
They say Balatro.
Cilantro, Balatro, the same difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I thought this trailer was really interesting. Like I didn't know where this was going, but it did have the like heavy Tetris Effect vibes. So it's just like, okay, well, is this a sequel to Tetris Effect? I don't know. But then when they dropped,
did you play Tetris Effect?
Huh?
Did you play Tetris Effect?
No, because that was VR, right? Only.
No, you can play it regular too.
You can? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh. Is it the same effect? Tetris Effect?
It just had a VR mode, but it wasn't exclusively VR.
Oh, okay. Okay. Things I learned. But yeah, this trailer was really cool. It's very trippy, and it's like it kind of fits Lumine. So
I'm wondering if they're gonna have the. You know what? It's almost guaranteed. It's made by the same people because they said Tetris Effect had like some weird trippy trancy stuff when you wear the VR and you're wearing the headphones, all that stuff, and you just veg out. It's something to get I'm not endorsing this, but it's something to get high to, allegedly.
Allegedly.
Let
me see if I could a little bit on this.
Yeah.
Just
so hopefully.
Running through a vein.
I was gonna say, hopefully they're not charging $70-$80 for something like this. But...
No, so remember the whole $80 thing is on the Xbox. Like that's not a PlayStation.
What's the stop? What's to stop Sony from following suit now? Nintendo broke ground. Xbox is saying their first party stuff is gonna cost $80. You got Gearbox. Is that the CEO talking about? If you're a real fan, you're gonna find a way to make it happen. Like, we're in the dawn of $80 games now. I just hope they adjust their expectations accordingly and don't expect to sell, as much as they would have if it was $70. Because some people would just not buy out of protest of the game being $80.
Yeah, I feel like the industry is going to backtrack on that. Like what is it? I don't know what the first $80 game is going to be, but like the thing is, publishers
Outer Wilds 2 is going to be $80.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a disaster for that game. But plus the thing we have to remember is that Xbox doesn't release their like sales numbers, so they're going to push how many players are on Game Pass for games like that, and it's just like they're going to try to hide.
No. They're going to say we have 8 million players of and they're not going to specify what Game Pass numbers. They're just going to say we got.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah,
that's a good way to obfuscate the numbers. Yep.
Yeah, I just
10 million players first weekend. Like they're gonna.
Yeah, I think there's a reason why PlayStation hasn't come out and said like, oh yeah, our games are gonna be $80 too, because they have an understanding of like, yeah, if we do that, we can't rely on PlayStation Plus like Xbox can rely on Game Pass. Like that is going to affect our bottom dollar, and it's just like
they don't have the war chest that Microsoft does, and they can try to compete, but
no, there's no need. I just don't think
I didn't get PlayStation Plus looking for a Game Pass. Their game catalog was a welcome addition, but
yeah, I know. Well, that's what I'm saying. Right? I feel like PlayStation can't rely on Game Pass like Xbox can. So they can't just come out and be like, yeah, all of our games are $80 because they know that people will not buy an $80 game. And it's just like,
not a real fan.
They need more diehards. All right. Next game is Pragmata, which was there we go. Which was
This was originally announced at the Future of Games Showcase in 2020.
It was 2021?
2020, right before the PS5 was released.
Wow.
You don't remember that, do you?
No, I do remember. I remember that trailer because I was like, "Oh, this looks cool." I was like, "Oh, we'll play this in like 2-3 years, maybe, right?" No. Yeah, but I think the time they spent developing this looks really interesting. They gave us a trailer that is a bit more, I guess, story focused in terms of, I guess, world building would be the better thing because it's like, oh, it seems like the Earth has like this advanced technology or whatever, but then the robots are turning on the people, and I forget the name of the main character, but the AI.
I don't even know if they gave us that, but we're just gonna call them Space Joel and Ellie.
Right. Yes. Space Ellie is a android, and I guess their mission is to maybe deactivate or stop whatever program or whatever that is affecting the Earth. So that's what they're doing. Gameplay wise, I think this looks really cool. Like, I am really like jazzed by the combat mechanics, and then having the android Ellie doing the tech magic or whatever.
Assisting. Yeah.
Yes, assisting, yeah. So yeah, I think it looks cool. Like, what about you?
This looks like a day one for me, which is odd
Yeah.
because I'm sure there are some games that look similar that was shown at the Xbox showcase, but maybe it's the aesthetic that I'm not vibing with on some of those games, or maybe it's just because I've been anticipating this game since 2020. I'm looking at the list of things that were announced back then at the hell did they call it? I don't remember exactly, but the only thing that has not released, I believe, so far is this and Little Devil Inside.
Oh, that like state of play with all those
Yeah.
games.
Like literally it was June of 2020. So 5 months before the PS5 came out, they had showed a bunch of things.
Yeah.
And these two are the only thing that has not come out. Pragmata and Little Devil Inside.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get Little Devil Inside. Like, I feel like that game has hit development hell, and I don't know if there's gonna be a way out of that. Like, yeah, because the last thing we saw on it was a year or two ago, and it was like kind of different from the first time we saw it. So I don't know. But yeah, the next game I do want to bring up is, oh, you know what? Before I bring up this game, I wanted to mention Final Fantasy 7 Tactics, or not 7, Final Fantasy Tactics, which I just want to give a shout out to because that was a game that a lot of people were hoping would show face. It first showed up in the NVIDIA leaks or whatever, but it is a really, really cool tactics game. I haven't played it, but the podcast that I've listened to over the years of my life, one of them had like people on it that was like super like into Final Fantasy Tactics, and they just kept talking about it. So I just learned about the game. They also showed Nioh 3. That looked cool. I thought that was Onimusha at first, but then it turned out to be Nioh 3. I was like, oh, this is cool. There's also a demo, I believe. I haven't checked it out, but I'll probably will check it out. And then I have Tides of Tomorrow I want to talk about, but I'll talk about that after we go through these other games. Speaking of other games, we have 007 First Light. So this is interesting. So this is from what, IO Interactive, the Hitman developers. how excited are you for a James Bond game?
I ain't excited for this woke BS. Nah, I'm joking. Nah, this game looks cool. Apparently, there's a controversy online that this is woke for some reason because they don't
yeah,
like
people are
seeing
stupid.
a young barefaced Bond who's fresh into the military academy. Like, come on now. This is showing him it looks like from his younger days. Maybe he'll look grizzled towards the end of the game, or maybe I don't know. People are stupid. But this game looks cool. This looks like a more linear focused Hitman game or whatever you want to call it. But Hitman was a little too open ended for me, and it was easy to get distracted trying to perfect things.
Yeah, I've played very little of Hitman, and it was like just a cool thing to do, but I appreciate that this has more story to it. And like I look at this and I'm excited to play this because this feels like an Uncharted game. And it's been years since I've had an Uncharted game. So I am
So
completely
much
down
so
for
that he
this.
looks like Nathan Drake to some people.
He does, yeah. Yeah. I mean, you know, there's that young white guy template that's just it sells, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, I think this looks cool. I love the set pieces. And then like, you know, the fact that the bones are Hitman.
Yeah.
And it's well, James Bond, he do disguises? No, right?
Maybe in the books. I've never read the books.
Yeah,
I've only seen the movies, so maybe I don't know.
Yeah, I hope they allow you to complete the missions in, you know, a Hitman sort of way where you can have like different options available to you and like you can do different stuff. Like I hope they still like keep that, but still manage to keep it within the story. But yeah, I think this looks cool. The next game. Oh, this is just a little tease they gave us, which was Ghost of Yotei. This was cool.
I don't even think we need to talk about it. It's coming out soon.
Yeah, they're going to show.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah, they're going to show a more of it in a July state of play, which is next month. So
if you don't know what it is, then at this point you're not gonna. If you don't know.
Yeah, and then the last game on the PlayStation State of Playlist is
big surprise.
Yeah, Marvel Tokon.
Sure.
Yeah, and this is a fighting game developed by Arc System Works. So this is about to be quality like hell. Like this, the art style on this is so phenomenal. Where I saw it, like at first I thought it was going to be Capcom versus like Toko. It was on Nintendo, whatever. I don't remember the name of it, but it was a very like odd Capcom versus game.
Yeah,
your phone's in the camera.
Oh, sorry.
Now you can. But yeah, it was a very like offshoot Capcom versus game, but it was cool and it had like a really interesting art style. So I thought this was gonna be a sequel to that. But then they showed Captain America, they showed Iron Man. I was like, oh, what's happening here?
Anime Iron Man.
Yeah, like that suit looks dope. Yeah, this whole game looks dope. Like I just love Arc System Works art style. Like their approach to their character design is just immaculate. So yeah,
I can see myself buying this.
Yeah, again, like this is one of those things where it's like I'm super jazzed about this. I think it's awesome. It's a 4v4 team battler, but the approach to the actual 4v4 system is that you can either control all four characters, or you can have a lead character and have 3 assist characters. So they give you the options of like what you want to do. And you can switch the leader at any point in time. So it's like that's really cool. That's super interesting. This game is going to go ham at Evo, like easy. Yeah, and it just looks dope. Like I can't wait to see like what the full character roster is going to be, because it's not just going to be these 8 people. Like they're going to have to throw more people.
Yep. Can't wait to play it. Ain't going online. I value my sanity.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I'll be playing story mode, arcade mode, and that is it. Oh man.
Okay.
Yeah. So the last game I do want to talk about is Tides of Tomorrow, which I thought this has the potential to be my like game of the weekend. I thought the concept of this was so cool. Game of all the shows. I thought the concept of this was so cool, where that it is a asynchronous multiplayer game where you're playing the results of another person's multiplayer like story. So
okay.
yeah, so like when you start the game, you have the option to pick like I guess 3 different players, and when you enter the story, like whatever things they did and the consequences of that, you are presented with those consequences, and that becomes a thing that you have to deal with. So like
Okay, that does sound interesting. I don't think I picked up on that when they presented it.
Yeah, like it's a thing of like I had to kind of go back and like look at this and then like hear what people was talking about it, and it's like it sounds super cool. So that this game
sounds like an expanded idea on Death Stranding. Just instead of the environment, it's other things as well. Well, I guess it's still the environment. So yeah.
No, but yeah. So yeah, and it's like I like the idea of it, but it could definitely like not work. So it is a thing of like, I'm interested in this. I'm gonna pay attention to it, but I don't know. Still waiting for the review, waiting for previews to see how it shapes up. But yeah,
this is a mix of the Strand gameplay from Death Stranding and then like the Souls shadows where people like leave you messages and shit.
Yeah.
Because it's saying that you'll see players' choices in the form of ghosts.
Yeah.
So this is just expanded on that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. All right, so we are going to jump into the Summer Game Fest trailers and roll through these. I tagged a couple more than what we have in common, because I thought there was like some really interesting trailers in here. First off is they showed the Atomic Heart 2 trailer, which was like, oh, this is cool. This looks super pretty. I was
surprised that we're getting that this quickly, because Atomic Heart came out in 2023.
Yes, and like the fidelity of that trailer is insane, and apparently that's what the game looks like. So it was like, oh, that's crazy. But the thing that I found interesting was the trailer they showed immediately after that, which is called The Cube, which is their live service game, I guess.
MMO type thing.
Yeah, where you basically play on this rotating cube, and it is, I guess, presents you with different combat challenges or something like that. It looks crazy. Am I going to get it? Probably not. But it's the thing of I will pay attention to this and see what it amounts to, because if it is pretty cool, maybe I might try it. I don't know. But yeah, and then
hopefully it has like an open beta or something like that.
Closed
beta, whatever.
That's a good point. Yeah, that would be the hope. I'm not gonna play this whole trailer. I'm just gonna go through. The next thing is this is freaking ad, because I don't have YouTube Premium. That is okay. So yeah, the next game is Onimusha: Way of the Sword. This is not the first time we've seen this game, but every time we see this game, I fall in love with it even more. So yeah, I think this game looks amazing. The combat looks amazing, and I just can't wait. I think this is a 2026 game as well. Yeah, I mean, there's not too much to say about this other than I'm happy that they keep showing this game, and I'll watch it every time. Like Capcom is on such a tear with all their games right now, and it's just
yeah, they're cooking.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of what else I would want from them.
that like
historical
dimension breaking
franchises.
attack is like interesting as well. What did you say? What did you say?
I said Capcom has been cooking, and I'm curious what other dead franchises I would want them to, revive.
Yeah. I do hear a lot of people say like, "Oh, bring back Lost Planet, bring back Lost Planet," and it's like, "Oh, that could work, I guess." I played a little bit of like Lost Planet 3, and I was like, "Oh, this is an interesting concept,"
Mm-hmm.
but I was in different games at that time, so yeah. But yeah, like the crazy characters in this game, I'm in it. I'm waiting for it. The next game I have on this list is oh my god, the same ad. Oh my goodness. We should have reviewed the ad. It's felt that boxing.
Yeah, that looked interesting.
Yeah, this was a thing.
I don't know if I'm gonna get that, but it looks interesting.
Yeah, I'm definitely not going to get this game. I saw the trailer. I was like, oh, that is that's kind of weird and adorable, but it's like impressive how realistic these puppets look.
Yeah.
And it's all in game. It's like I don't know at what point I'm watching the game and like watching an actual puppet do puppet stuff. But yeah, the actual combat and all that stuff looks like Punch Out. So it's like that's actually a pretty good way of like simplifying the gameplay but still keeping that like realistic puppet look. So yeah, and there's obviously a story that is in play with this, and it's like okay, that's pretty cool.
So I'm sorry. Rolling back to Capcom, what they could bring back is Power Stone.
Yeah. Why haven't they done that already?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But that's what they could bring back, or maybe that's a Sega property that.
No, I think that's Capcom. They had it in their collection not that long ago.
All right.
Yeah.
That reminds me to go finish the anime. But
there's an anime to that?
Yep.
Okay.
I had the original on DVD for some reason. I don't even know how I acquired that, but I had it. It exists.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and then at the end of Felt It, they gave a nod to the boxing anime where the guy hits the rolling hooks or whatever. I know the name, but it's
Hajime no Ippo something.
Ippo, yes, yeah, that yes. The next game I have on the list is Lego Voyager. This will be real quick. I thought this game was adorable. I will be playing this with Shireen, and depending on how the controls are, I'll try to play with London, but we'll see. But yeah, this is like a co-op Lego. What was it? Lego Journeys or something? Like there was an old Lego game that was like this, and they made a co-op.
I feel like they announced 2 Lego games. I might be wrong.
No, they did. You're right. It was this and Lego Party, which is like the Mario Party game. Yeah. But yeah, this looks really cool. I'm still kind of like, how do you get the Lego pieces to like connect where you want them to connect?
Well, you see, when one Lego likes another Lego.
So yeah, that's that. The next game on the list is I'm using the wrong mouse. Okay, good. Acts of Blood.
So that remind me of
Sifu.
Yep.
Yeah, like
bloodier
1-to-1.
Yeah,
like there's a scene, like the hallway scene in this game looks like the exact same hallway in Sifu, and I'm like, what is happening here?
This is just a more realistic, more bloody Sifu.
Yeah,
with more scenes, but it felt like the combat was a little bit more rougher.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be the I guess the linchpin for this game. It's like, how does it
you know what? The combat does not look as fluid and as artsy. I don't
Yeah.
Would you use the word beautiful? Like it looks a little bit more
like Sifu art or Sifu's combat looks almost like choreography.
Yeah.
Where this still feels a little bit like a game. Minus that man takes out the blicky and starts shooting people. I'm just like, all right.
Yeah.
I mean, my fist may not be able to reach you, but this AK bullet. So yeah, that looks dope. And that's coming in summer of next year. So
Gotcha.
not anytime soon. And then the other game that I wanted to mention briefly was Wildgate, which is the like co-op space adventure game. I think it's like a team of like 3 or 4, and then you have a spaceship. You have to pilot the spaceship, but then you also have to disembark from the spaceship and then go like get treasure, and even you can also like jump on other people's spaceships and stuff. It's really like an interesting concept. There was some people playing it like last week before Summer Game Fest, so they were doing some kind of preview. It looks interesting. It looks interesting. The other game that I want to bring up that shocked me was ILL. And this game looks interesting for all the worst ways. Creepy horror game. It has already amassed like 1.2 million views on, I think, PlayStation's YouTube channel or whatever. So people are definitely interested in this freak show. Yeah. This is a game that I would never touch. I absolutely would not even buy this game if it was free. But yeah, it's one of the things where like you just can't look away from it because it's so. It looks amazing, but it looks. The fidelity is like 11, and the grossness is at also 11. So it's just, oof. But yeah, that's that.
There's a market for it. We'll see the sales.
Oh, there absolutely is a market for this game, and it will probably do good. Maybe, I don't know.
They got
anyways. Next game,
horror
I'm excited
babies in the
for.
game.
Say what?
They got horror babies in the game. I saw a baby get kicked.
Yes. That's the only baby you can't kick on. Is the undead version. All right, so WuTang Rise of the Deceiver. I am so excited for this game. This was announced like a year or 2 ago, I think, at somewhere, and it was like, oh, they're WuTang's making a game, and it was like, oh, that's a real thing that's happening, and we actually get a actual game from this. Right now the audio is muted, but go watch / listen to this trailer because it is dope, and it has music created by I forget exactly who, but one of the WuTang members is working on the music for this.
Ghostface.
Yeah, is so what?
Ghostface Killer.
Okay, yeah, but yeah, it looks dope. I cannot wait. Jump to the next game, which is Stranger Than Heaven. So, you know what? I've been talking. Sean, you talk.
So, Stranger Than Heaven is the next. Oh, let me not close that. Stranger Than Heaven is the next project from RGG. Cannot say their name properly, but they're the people who make the Like a Dragon and Yakuza. And this was previewed at the Game Awards as Project Century.
Project Century, yep.
And people were thinking that this was a Yakuza game set back in the 1907, 1930s, something like that.
So that first one, I think, was 1915. Yeah. This is 1943.
Okay.
So it is jumping like time.
Okay, but ultimately, this looks like it's going to be a Judgment-esque game. Judgment, for those who don't know, is a spin-off of Yakuza where you're playing a detective. And there's also beat-em-up combat in there. So
yeah. The combat looks really interesting.
Yeah, they weave a good web when it comes to telling stories. The graphical fidelity on this looks amazing.
Yeah.
And we're gonna see this
Yeah.
soon enough.
So
Soon enough. See, when did I say release date was?
the
They didn't give a release date. Let me not lie.
oh, that's unfortunate. Oh, that sucks. But like my question to you as the Yakuza person in this podcast family, do you think the city they're in becomes the city that Yakuza is in?
So in some of the trailers, it looks like one of the cities in there. It's not Kamurocho, but
Oh, okay.
let's see, cities, locations in Yakuza. I don't remember the name of it because I haven't played it in a while.
Yeah.
Let me see, Yakuza games.
Yeah, I thought like maybe it could be a thing of
Saltonberry. That's what they call it, and it's based on Doltonberry in Osaka. So it could possibly be that.
Yeah.
But those bridges are common in Japan, I'm guessing.
Okay.
So we'll see. But can't wait to play it. Knowing their work ethic, we might see this game in a year or two, maybe less than that. Just because this is a completely different aesthetic, though. This may take them longer. I wonder what we're going to get in between this then.
I mean, we also don't know how long they've been working on it.
We don't know, of course, but why would they not just announce the name of it last time?
Yeah, that's a very good point, actually. Yeah,
we'll see.
So it might be 2 years or so.
Yeah,
and then like the finding feature of that game is that the main character has like glowing blue eyes, so there might be some kind of
supernatural stuff going on,
or like supernatural stuff. Yeah, so we'll see though. Speaking of supernatural, we have, there we go, the bombshell drop of Summer Game Fest, which was Resident Evil Requiem. I'm just gonna skip ahead through this trailer because the guy walks for a very long time. So he gets to this lady, Grace Ashcroft, I think. Ashcroft is
the graphics in this trailer looked cutting edge.
Yeah.
Might I say, I hate to use this as a metric, but Grand Theft Auto 6 level, like this shit look crisp.
Oh yeah.
This shit look crisp. Y'all go check out the trailer on your own if you can. Watch it in 4K if you can.
But this is the RE engine. Like, this is the engine.
Mind you, hold on though. She didn't lock her goddamn computer when she got up.
Say what?
She did not lock her computer when she got up.
Oh yeah, she has nothing to hide, just the documents and files of Resident Evil.
Shit to do with her being hiding anything. Just that's protocol at work. You don't want anybody walking past.
You see her blow out. You think she follows protocol, Sean?
I just saw that and I was just like, "What the fuck are you doing? Lock your damn computer."
But yeah, so this is basically like setting up the premise for what I guess this Resident Evil is going to be. We're assuming it's going to be first person. She's upside down. Doesn't look like she's.
It'd be nice if it wasn't.
Yeah.
It looks like he's sending her right back to the horror that she was avoiding. This is flashbacks, but that's rough.
Big yikes. But yeah,
you gonna watch a Let's Play?
So, say what?
You gonna watch a Let's Play?
Maybe. Maybe. And then there's this guy that's like, I guess supposed to be the villain. He gives a some kind of speech here. I forget exactly what he says. But yeah, the game looks really, really like impressive. And then this is the RE engine that had Dragon's Dogma 2 in it, that had Monster Hunter Wilds in it. And it seems like those games, they were making those games in this engine to build up and build up and build up to get a point where they have these like tested systems and stuff to produce this Resident Evil Requiem game. Because I think the rumors that it's supposed to be either semi-open world or have open world elements or something like that.
Everything does not need to be open world.
I know. And the release date is February 27th, 2026. So
that is what is amazing. That it's so close. That's 8 months.
Yeah. Far not that far away. All right, so that is pretty much our games for Summer Game Fest. We will run through the Xbox stuff and then call it quits. All right. What is this? Oh, you know what? One more game. Scott Pilgrim. I had that in there, and I didn't.
Yeah. Oh, so okay. They're bringing back another Scott Pilgrim game. This looks interesting. Going off of what I remember, I can't remember. It's just a standard beat 'em up in the Scott Pilgrim world.
Yeah.
It remains to see how much they retain the game.
Yeah, like at the time when it launched, it was a really cool mashup of the Scott Pilgrim story with the like 8-bit or 16-bit like beat 'em up, and like at that time wasn't really getting games of this caliber. So it was like, oh, this is like really, really cool. It's kind of a throwback, but it also plays really well. But like now in this generation where we have like a bunch of these, it's kind of like, okay, we'll see how this does. Like it's Scott Pilgrim, and people love Scott Pilgrim, so it's like, and it also plays well.
Yeah, this just looks like it has a lot more hectic stuff going on, but I'm interested to play it.
Yeah, for sure.
I wonder if he's gonna make some new books.
All right.
Anyway,
so yeah,
Xbox.
The Xbox showcase. So I'm not gonna show the High on Life 2. I'll show the High on Life 2 trailer. Whatever. We're already here, right? So yeah, this
surprised that it sold enough to get a sequel.
Yeah, we were talking about this off cast, and it was just like we were both very shocked that this was just a second one of these was happening, because I don't remember the reception to the first one being that great, but maybe over time it, did enough sales or whatever to.
Okay, so allegedly 2 years ago, it said it reached 7.5 million unique players on Game Pass.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, that's cool. I guess it's enough for Xbox to greenlight a sequel. But yeah. I really do like this extreme sports like attacking.
But they said it's not gameplay, so
yeah, exactly. My only issue is that that's not gameplay. If it is gameplay, like how does that even work? Like
because the first game did not play that quickly at all.
Not at all.
Did you try it?
Yeah, I did. Yeah,
a lot of cussing.
Yeah. But yeah, I will keep an eye on this to see how it works out. I'm not as interested in this as I am in like Tides of Tomorrow or something like that. It's just like I'm just curious about this game. But yeah, that's High on Life 2.
You're in a pill bottle? Okay.
Yeah. Next one is the Plague Tale Legacy. Like this trailer, I found it very interesting because I had no idea what was happening until the very end, where it's like Renaissance, a Plague Tale Legacy, and it's like, oh, it's a Plague Tale game.
Resonance.
That was a Resonance. Oh, okay, yeah,
Resonance.
Residence.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, what's your feelings on this?
Huh. So it's supposed to be a prequel, set 15 years before the events of the original game. I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah,
I'm gonna check it out. It looks. I think it's one of those things I skimmed through because like you're not showing me a lot. It just kept on showing that thread, that glowing thread, and like little bits and pieces. So I don't think it's enough to get hype on. but I did enjoy the first 2 games, or at least I finished the first game. I played a little bit of the second. I'm curious to see what they do with this.
Yeah, like I'm guessing this game is going to be used to explain the supernatural stuff, right?
We'll see. I don't know.
'Cause there's this giant like beaded being, or I don't know. But yeah, we will see. Oh, next thing. Oh, this stupid ad, man. Jeez. But yeah, the next game we have on the list is Beast of Reincarnation. The only reason why I have this on the list is that this is made by Game Freak. Same people that made Pokemon.
Oh yeah, that was that game. Yo.
Yeah. And it looks
Game Freak.
Really cool.
Game Freak, you have no excuse now. I'm wondering what the hell is holding back Pokemon. Is it the Pokemon Company? Is it Game Freak? Is it Nintendo? After seeing whose work did you copy, Game Freak? This ain't you.
Yeah. It's a very weird, like, it's a weird thing because this feels like the Unreal 5 sword fighting games that we have seen, and it's like, oh, it's another one of these. But like, this to me has like Wild Hearts vibes, where it's like they're copying the homework of like I don't even, one of those samurai games or whatever, but they're adding their own thing or their own spice to it. So it's like, okay, that's kind of cool. But I don't know where this is going to land in terms of its quality. It looks really cool, but I don't think I've played another Game Freak game other than Pokemon. So I don't really have any like idea.
They have made other games.
Yeah, they have. I just don't know how good those games are to be like, okay, this is going to be of quality. It looks of quality. So that's as far as I can give them. 2026, though. To note, it is not, there's no PlayStation logo. So that technically is a sequel or exclusive.
You mean multiplayer? Yeah, no. It says it's going to be on PS5, Windows, and Xbox Series.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. Well then. Yeah, and then the next game I threw up here was Clockwork Revolution. We seen this game before. When we saw it, the main character was a black woman, and I remember like, oh, that's really cool. But now in this game, the main character is a white guy with a cool mustache, I'll say, and it's like,
yeah,
okay, that's weird. I'm assuming that this is a creator character kind of game, and not like they're reading the room of this administration. It was like, oh, let us switch things up right quick. But yeah, I think this is
our game.
Yeah. Yes, I think this is going to be like a creative character kind of thing. I really like
because those fingers look black.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So like, I really like the presentation of this trailer. I think the characters they show, like the interaction they show, the fact that you can pick your dialogue, and when you pick your dialogue, it will affect the world. Where like in the example given, I'm not going to wait till we get to it, but the example given, the main character is talking to a shopkeep, and there's 2 shopkeeps, but one shopkeep is like, no, you need to talk to me. And if you continue talking to the other shopkeep, the second shopkeep will turn around and like knock the guy out. And he was like, "Oh,
busted his brains in. He didn't just knock him out."
Yes, you're right. Yeah, he just needs a little health back. He'll be fine. He'll get right back up. I think. I don't know how this game works, but yeah, it's like there's like consequences in that way, and it's like, oh, that's really really cool. Oh, this is a creative character. Oh, good.
It reminds me of Dressrosa from One Piece.
Okay, yeah, I don't know what that means, but I believe
if you know, you know.
So yeah, it's like, okay, that's interesting. Like I'm really really like interested in this game, and I can't wait for it to come out whenever it comes out. I'm just gonna go ahead and just jump to the next thing because we are short on time, which is actually not a trailer, which is just Grounded 2. I'm gonna let this play out while I talk about Grounded real quick. I played Grounded with my wife, and we had a good time with it, but it was like early access or whatever, so it wasn't
Did
content
it have an
complete.
ending, or was it like an MMO?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you because we played until the content was done. We're like, all right, we'll come back to it. Never went back to it. But we had a good time with it. And like seeing Grounded 2 was like, oh, you know what? I mean, I'll show this to her and get her take on it. And maybe we might jump into that too. But their plans is to do that early access model with Grounded 2, like they did with Grounded 1, to like get the player feedback and build the game with the players.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay.
The next actual trailer is I thought, oh my god, this ad.
No Ghost at the Grand.
Yes, no Ghost at the Grand, which is you know what? I'm not even gonna play a trailer. I just want to comment about how weird this game is. The fact that it's a musical, it doesn't work for us because the trailer is actually muted, so you can't really hear it. But yeah, go watch this trailer.
The premise is you've inherited a hotel from your uncle. Yeah. And he has special power tools that can put the place back together because it was in a state of disrepair. So you're repairing not only the hotel, but the little town around it.
Yeah.
And that's all we know from it so far.
It's like Power Wash Simulator meet Blueprints. So it's like interesting, I guess. I don't know.
Fair enough.
And then this game has a name. I'm not gonna butcher the name because
WuTang.
No, not WuTang. Sorry, it's See, now I'm got Alphaline.
Oh, Aphelion.
There we go. What did I say?
Sure. Aphelion is it looks like a space survival game. It immediately gave off vibes of Returnal to me.
Okay. Oh, okay.
But you're surviving.
Combat, though.
Yeah. You're surviving on an alien planet, and we don't know too much, but it looked interesting.
Yeah, I think this game looks interesting, and it's one of those things where I think you had mentioned it in maybe Summer Game Fest, where it's like I can see that this game looks interesting, but it's just not for me. Like I can see myself putting some time in it and just kind of falling off just because like there's not really combat, and that's something that like really draws me into a game. So it's like I like the adventuring. I like, you know, some of the set pieces they show, but it's just like I just don't see myself like committing to this game as much as I would need to, like, to probably beat it or whatever.
I'm sure there'll be combat.
Yeah. But it's cool though. I think this is an interesting idea. And at the very end, it's like, lady, don't try to find Thomas. I don't think it ended well for him. Yeah.
Anyway, next game.
The next game is WuTang. Nope, it's a stupid ad. Oh my god.
I don't know. It's a body cam.
I mean, at this point, I'm gonna have to review this ad. Yes, it's WuTang. Yes, 2 hearts. Yes.
I don't quite get the premise of this.
So here's the thing. I saw a trailer for this like last week.
Okay.
And I guess at this point I should say 2 weeks ago. And it was a snippet of the like soldier running around in a warehouse and the people like running after him. And seeing that, I was like, oh, this is really interesting. Like, it is really fluid, and like the way that the person moving around, it's like they can slide, they can like kind of dodge a little bit. It's like, oh, this is all cool. To find out that it's part of this game, a bigger game, and it's just like, okay, explain why those people are running around, and they try to do it here.
They didn't explain this. I got you. WuTang is an action adventure game that is currently in development by EVR Studio. It's based on a webtoon. WuTang, intellectual property. It's set in the unified nation of Korea in the near future. The scenario focuses on various events that occur among the main characters. Ji Jong Tai, originally a Korean soldier in South Korea, as a military exchange program participant in Gavi, a member of a rising K-pop star group called Ordo, and a mysterious terrorist who is known as ID Ghost.
Yeah, like the K-pop star girl looks like she does the stealth stuff. And then the soldiers are fighting people and like enhanced people and also zombie-like people. So there's like everything in this game.
So Wudang in Korean means a person who has the ability to convey God's messages and distribute them to the world.
Oh,
in this work, God stands for those men with political power, and Wudang stands for those people who suffer from God's play and ultimately portrays nothing but ourselves. Okay.
Those are words put together. Okay, we'll see what that amounts to. The other game that the next thing I wanted to point out was oh my god, this trailer is killing me. Well, that was for a Minecraft movie, so that wasn't so bad. I guess I didn't watch the movies, I don't know. Onimusha is the name of this game. This is, I don't know.
It is also the next target of Nintendo's lawsuit.
Right? Yes. Nintendo's lawsuit, like, oh, interesting, sir.
The hell you think y'all doing?
Right.
Once again, this is a glimpse of what Pokemon could be if, after seeing the other game from Game Freak, what the hell was it? Beast of Reincarnation.
Yeah.
And then seeing this is like, yo, Nintendo.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Like
Pokemon doesn't have to run on the Game Boy, the DS anymore. You have a powerful system.
Yeah, man.
Blow us away with the next Pokemon game.
And I think that's going to be their goal, to make a Pokemon game that is Switch 2 only, like exclusive. I mean, I do too. I'm just kind of just saying words, putting them together. But like at this point, Sean,
like they're showing minute improvements with Pokemon ZA, and it's gonna sell like crazy. But this should outsell Pokemon ZA ZA. What?
Yeah. It looks cool though. It's one of those things where it's like, okay, that looks cool. Will it come out? Will it be a Doki V thing? Don't know. Wait, why? What? Uh-oh, I didn't get the last trailer. So the last game that we have on our list is Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3+4. Sean, talk about it while I find this trailer.
I think we've seen enough of it. What really stood out to me was seeing the game and then seeing them flash back to the PS2 graphics, but then seeing the new graphics, and nostalgia is an MFR because I'm looking at it like, wait, the game didn't look like that already? Right. So, man, that's rough. That is rough. It is from an era. It is a remake of a game from an era where we thought, oh man, the graphics can't definitely, they can't get any better than this. And now we've hit a point of diminishing returns to where, like, if you want a game that looks photorealistic, it takes years and years to develop.
In and out there.
I was saying, if you want to, we're reaching the point of diminishing returns, and if you want a game that looks amazing, like graphical fidelity looking just crazy, it's gonna take years and years of time to develop. And at some point, you gotta hit your target and aim for that.
Yeah, and at the same time, you don't need it to be like photorealistic. Like, it's not necessarily like. Yeah, I think this game looks really cool. It's the thing of I'm attracted to this game because my heart aches for SSX so much, and like, oh, this will do.
Yeah. I think it's getting a lot of hate because 1 and 2 are mushed together, but they were similar games in terms of structure.
Oh, and
3 and 4 are not.
Yeah.
3 had the structure from 1 and 2 where you had time limited matches, 2-minute runs, whereas 4 had more of an open field.
Okay. Oh, interesting. But yeah, and then they have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on here, a little cool back screen right there, and then they show like Doom Guy, I think. So they're doing the due diligence of trying to bring back those cool costume characters that not just so it's not just like the skateboarders and stuff. So that's all cool. I think, and there's also a demo as well. Oh, today.
If you
Surprise.
pre-order, apparently.
Oh, whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that is like really cool. Shoot, I think that's it. I think we nailed all of the games we want to talk about from this week of games. That's kind of an abrupt ending. But yeah, I think so. I guess overall opinions that we can really put a bow on this and end this podcast. I'll go first because I just kind of made this part up. So I think overall this was a real solid weekend of video games. Did it feel like E3 again? Like I think we're kind of at that point where it's just like it does in a way, but we don't get the Ubisoft and EA like participation anymore. So that part feels like, oh, we're kind of missing stuff. But are we though? Like we know Ubisoft is trying to.
I mean, they have their own Ubisoft Forward. I don't remember when they're gonna do that, but I mean, they've been doing that the past couple of years. So
yeah, and I feel like we might get an Ubisoft Forward maybe around Gamescom, maybe. But at the same time, Ubisoft.
Oh no, they said they're not holding a separate standalone forward showcase in 2025.
Oh wow.
I guess they'll be at IGN Live, PC Game Show.
Oh, your mic went out for some reason.
Oh, can you hear me now?
I can hear you now, yeah.
They will be at IGN Live, PC Game Show, and Gamescom.
Okay, potentially the plan.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Maybe they don't have enough to show to even have a Ubisoft Forward.
Yeah, because I think X Defiant is ending service like really soon, so
yeah,
they probably don't have much to show. Yeah. So like this weekend really did feel like an E3 weekend thing, kind of sort of. And that was cool. That was a nice little like feeling of having all these games clumped up together. So it's just like, ooh, what's happening now? What's happening now? What's happening now? So yeah, I think that was cool. That was a nice weekend. Oh yeah.
Good weekend. Lastly, I guess we can talk about Mario Kart World next weekend, but we have Switch 2s.
Yes. Thanks to the wonderful kindness of Sean, he secured more than enough Switch 2s, and I was
4 Switch 2s.
Oh man, you know what? Actually, I'll ask. No, we'll leave that for next podcast. We talk about Switch 2. So.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, that's it. That has been another episode of Press X Start Gamers Digest. We hope you enjoyed this jam-packed episode of video games as much as we enjoyed talking about all these video games that are coming out between this year, next year, and probably the years after because things get pushed all the time. All right. Yeah, you play games. You forget to be kind to your neighbors, be kind to your friends. Look out for your community because people are disappearing. Yeah, I went real there, huh? All right. You take care and keep playing games. Bye.
Peace.